We're narrowly approaching the last 48 hours of Sunken Isles, which means you have 2 days left to back the project. I'm grateful for all the support that you guys have given to my work, and I try to pay it back in kind with the attention that I give to these books. Sunken Isles is a 5e adventure that goes from level 1 to 20, with a bunch of allies and enemies and locations to visit and explore. This island adventure and everything that comes with it is at its lowest price during the campaign, as well as the add-ons that come with it. If you just want to grab some stibbles or tavern stuff, it's worth adding to your backer kit. I'm excited for people to set sail in this adventure and all the different stories that people are going to get from it. It's going to be really fun. Click the link down there and grab it before the campaign ends, and enjoy the YouTube. Welcome to a video about Sphinxes, yet another divine monstrosity that diligently guards a box of MacGuffins. Sphinxes are from Egyptian mythology, which means they were created by taking apart a bunch of action figures and swapping popping sockets. Generally, they all have the body of Aslan, the wings of Big Bird, and the face of an Egyptian king or a goddess. Here, I'll make a creature right now. The torso of He-Man, the head of a T-Rex, and the lower body of Crash Bandicoot. Bam. They later made their way into Greek mythology, namely by eating everyone who couldn't answer the world's most famous riddle. What walks on a bunch of legs, then a couple, and then grows a massive dong? The answer, obviously, is a very specific starfish. In D&D, however, they somehow feel even more important. If you are unfamiliar, the narrative purpose of a Sphinx is truly terrifying. Although they are monstrosities, they're literally theophanies. There's a new word for you. Pretty much means a physical manifestation of a god's will. So they are sort of guardians, but that's never a Sphinx's true intention. The terror lies in their absolution and how honest they are about it. A Sphinx knows that a quest must be completed, and that what it guards, be it wisdom or treasure, must be sought. But not by the unworthy, and if you've been to a Walmart in Florida, you know that that's the vast majority. Except Florida Man. I feel like you could see a headline that says, "Florida Man beats Sphinx's riddle, obtains Exodia" on the news. Anyway, they spin riddles to send people on death marches as a filter for dum-dums, and they always promise death if you accept and then fail. Which is why, around a Sphinx's lair, they are not remotely shy about what happened to past challengers. There's a theory that the word Sphinx is derived from the Greek word for squeeze, because one of their trademarks is squeezing you till your little noggin goes the way of a champagne stopper. The coolest and shittiest thing about them is that since they work for gods, if you cheat one, or kill one outside of its quest, or generally tamper like the slimy little bastard you are, its code is tied to the code of the quest. When you delete the Sphinx, you delete its treasure and any way of earning it ever again. So don't do that. Like the Naga, its challenge rating is in no way tied to how hard you get fucked in relation to whether or not you can kill it. Their entire deal is divinely deciding if you're worth 2 farts in a bag of sand, which grants them really unique discussions and locations. You could find a Sphinx at the back of a dungeon or floating in space while you're tripping on mushrooms. In Sunken Isles, I accidentally nailed how a Sphinx works before reading up on them. The self-proclaimed daughter of the crazed god guards the secret for killing it once and for all. Only she can say whether or not you've succeeded, and she's really aloof about it. There's a double Oedipus reference there, by the way. She watched to kill her dad and speak. Remember that part about being hodgepodged beasties? Well, we've got 2 primary types, the noble but gruff Androsphinx and the supernaturally clever Vagina Sphinx. It looks funny because we're all dumb, but gyno just means lady in Greek. And andro means male, which I feel stupid for not having recognized in androgynous. It's just both. We've also got the Cryosphinx, a little ram who made it as far as 3rd edition, and the Hyriacososphinx. It's a hawk one. Then we have the Draco, the Lupo, the Soro, you get the idea from before. But the 2 main ones and their variants deserve a bit of exploration. The Androsphinx is like a noble knight, valiantly standing as a terrifying sentinel between mortals and a god's blessing. They have a few scream attacks that make you poop your pants. I have no idea why I never looked at these, they're really cool. But if they like you, they'll throw you a hero's feast, which is... hell yeah. The Gynosphinx is the well-known riddle spinner, who also has the ability to just fling people into different dimensions and problems on a whim. If you like riddles, I made a really solid video about how to write them that I guess I'll link. But I have a theory that I want to present. I think that the Sphinx's riddles don't have predetermined answers. They're tests of ingenuity, complete nonsense that only the open-minded can even guess to some dumb bullshit. Like here's the second Sphinxes riddle. So there are two sisters. One gives birth to the other, and the other gives birth to the other. Who are they? The written answer is the sun and moon, but you could compare it to any opposites. Light and dark in general, two warring kingdoms that constantly rise from each other's ashes, two Ouroboroses just doubling down on ass-eating. I mean, I'm really stupid, but I have an open mind sometimes, so would it kill me for getting it right but also wrong? Is that another Sphinxes riddle? If you say yes, then do you fail? I gotta wrap this video up. Sphinxes are fun, but it went up today for a reason. Absolutely read the full page on them if you have the book, but also grab mine and take an inspiration from my Sphinx, who is essentially just a coy bully that's protecting God from being felled by poo brains. Because that's basically Sphinxes.